The communication around finance in this country, especially among couples, is horrendous. I don't get it. We've never had one couple on the show where the communication is not at least bad in some way.
Who spends more money, men or women?
On our show, I don't know the real answer, but on our show, it's been the dudes.
What are they spending it on?
They get their tool debt and they get their Ford and, they get their manly toys.
Their
and,
OnlyFans.
Yeah, they always have some truck in the back that they're gonna fix. But there's a car payment on it still, even though it's not running.
So why do you think they're not talking? Is it the guy who just purely doesn't want to like involve his wife or girlfriend, fiance in his own finances? Are there shared finances? Are they separate?
Becomes an argument every single time. Every single time. It always becomes a blame game, or they feel like it's a blame game. Like, we're calling out these purchases. What, you calling out this stuff that I'm buying? Oh, like it's all my fault? You think it's all my fault? It always becomes an argument. They don't know how to communicate it in a healthy way.
When you have couples on the show like that, though, what dynamics do you notice do not work? Like, can you tell if people are a good fit for each other or not?
Yeah, there's definitely the independent versus codependent people. I'm sure they can figure out in other aspects of marriage, but when one person wants their finances to be their finances and the other one wants to achieve these goals together, getting to retirement together, paying off these debts together, nope. And the comments are always like, we'll see a divorce follow up in 6 months. It's like, when they're just not on that same page. I know finance isn't the leading cause of divorce in the country, but it's one of the major ones. And if one person just like, this is my money, I'll bring in my money, I want to spend my money, it's just like.
So what's your advice for couples?
Definitely you need to go into the conversation about budgeting if it's your first time in a non-combative spirit. Not doing accusations of, why'd you spend this much money on this toy? It shouldn't have been that. Let's document where the money was spent, not who spent it, and just what are the goals we want to do? What does it take to get there? And then budget for those goals equally.
Do you think a saver could live a happy life with a spender?
As long as they're willing to hit the goals together, I think so. If the spender wants to overtake and not hit any of the goals that the saver wants to get to, I think that's pretty hard. And if the saver's not willing to have any fun that the spender wants to do, then I think that's going to be hard as well. But if they're at least willing to set reasonable goals that they want to get to together, and they're both willing to make their compromises to get there, I think that's fair.
I've noticed mental health has came up in your show a lot. I mean, it's nearly every episode at this point.
Yeah.
What percentage would you just generally say that is part of the equation of these people's poor financial standings?
In terms of them bringing it up, 99%. In terms of it actually impacted them, probably closer to 25%. We've had people with real issues and we want to help them out. A lot of people that get back to the corner and they'll bring up some mental health thing. We have I'm very curious, 20 years when they look back in this period of culture, what they're going to say. A lot of it is on TikTok right now of the mental health and trauma Olympics. Has to be one upping each other. Has to be, here's my trauma, here's this thing. And then people get convinced that they have a trauma and a mental health thing. And it's just one upping. And lots of self-diagnosis. I've had way too many people that come on the show. They get backed into the corner of like, hey, you are wrong for this. This is what you need to do to fix it. And then they have some self-diagnosis that they never had through a mental health professional. I will respect it and I will take it seriously when you talk to a professional and they at least give an inkling that you might have something. Even if it's not an official diagnosis, that is when I will respect it. But if you are getting pushed back on for the first time in your life and you say, well, my anxiety is too high, it's like,
Is this all just because we become a little too soft and a little too like gentle with each other, that people just aren't getting the reality of the situation? Can't just be told, hey, get your act together. Like, that's not okay. That's not cool.
Maybe that might be a part of it. I still really think just the way social media is, I'm on the cusp of Gen Z. You're technically Gen Z. A lot of that generation that we're involved in or on the cusp of it really is kind of the Olympics of just how bad are things. Like you have to have the worst trauma. You have to have the worst situation and it gets the best engagement. You get rewarded for it on the platforms. And I don't know, that's a big part of it. And then people are convinced that they have a trauma. Like someone will tell a story and then like comments will flood and you've been through so much trauma and all this stuff. You're a victim and all this. And it's just, we get
Why do you think the victim mentality lately has seen such a a surgeons.
I'm sure we ebb and flow through everything, right? We ebb and flow through cultures. We had the sexual revolution in the 60s, 70s, 80s. And now we're almost having like an anti-sexual revolution amongst the youngest people where like people can't date. People are really lonely and like people aren't even willing to have the conversations about sex. I feel like we probably ebb and flow through this.
You know what's interesting? I saw on Twitter the amount of people who thought the founding fathers were heroes or evil. The majority of Gen Z believed that the founding fathers were evil versus heroes versus boomers who almost all thought they were heroes. It's interesting to see just how culture has shifted and how people's mindset is going towards let's focus on the bad.
You're also more rebellious when you're younger too, right?
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll give you that. That's something I didn't think of.
Yeah. You always got to push back, be against the man.
That's true.
Everything's, we're fighting the system.
So what are the biggest success stories that you've seen from Financial Audit?
We've had on our new financial audit follow-up channel, we've had quite a few people come on completely debt-free, get in that emergency fund, starting to make progress towards those goals. Every time we see that, it's the most rewarding thing of the show, actually seeing those real results, because you can get lost in the, filming every day, making sure the uploads are going well, all that stuff. But when you see real people getting real results, that is definitely.
Yeah. So what do you do when they leave the show? Like, how do you support them and make sure that they stay on the right track?
Yeah. So what we tell them specifically for communication and everything, we say, hey, we filmed with a few hundred guests. Reach out to us for anything. We'll reach out to here and there, but the main thing is if you need anything or any questions at all, you reach out to us. What we give them is access to our Discord and private Discord for past guests where they can cheer each other on. We give them our budgeting class, our investing class, and our debt class. And then we give them the free app forever, free budgeting app forever. And then any resources they personally want and ask for, they get free certification through Course Careers for, income help. They get 3 free therapy sessions every once in a while with some of the financial advisors that I use. They can get some free sessions to sit down with them, or if they don't, we'll at least cover that session. So anything and everything they need. And then any questions they have along the way, they can reach out. And then we have them for follow-up channels and reassess.
If you've ever been denied a car loan, credit card, or even an apartment because of what's on your credit report, you are not alone. Most people don't even know what's hurting their credit score, let alone how to fix it. That is exactly where our sponsor DisputeBeast comes in. It's an AI-powered platform that helps you find and remove outdated or inaccurate items from your credit report fast.
We're talking things like late payments, old accounts and collections, or even accounts that don't belong to you. Not to mention, how it works is super easy. You connect your credit report and DisputeBeast scans it for negative marks that could be dragging down your score. Then it generates custom dispute letters tailored for your situation, no templates and no guesswork.
You could choose to just download the data and send it to the agencies yourself, or you can use their built-in mail service where they will literally handle everything for you.
It's honestly just really clean and simple to use, and it's built by experts.
So if you're ready to take back control of your credit, go to disputebeast.com/ICH today. There's also a link down below in the description, disputebeast.com/ICH. Guys, they will literally handle everything for you. If you're dissatisfied with your credit, they will do all of the research, let you know what's going wrong, and they will fight for you. disputebeast.com/ICH. Thank you so much to DisputeBeast for sponsoring this clip.